We are back on the air at NCQMA track in Salisbury, North Carolina for the feature events for today's racing activity. It is a little bit after 2 o'clock, and they're just getting ready to start the features. They have some cars lined up in the hot chute, but with the extreme heat, the folks are moving a little bit slow this afternoon, and I don't really blame them.
Please rise, remove your hat, stand at attention for the playing of our national anthem.
We're going to pause just a moment for the national anthem. Momentarily. Now time to go racing after the national anthem down at the NCQMA in Salisbury, North Carolina. I'm joined by my sidekick, Mr. Sam Hatfield. Sam, have you got me on your microphone over there? I think I've got Mr. Hatfield on mic number 2, I believe it is, you're at. And I'm going to be down in the pit area today because I'm smart enough to find some shade. And we are positioned coming right out of turn 2 on the back stretch of the 1/20th of a mile concrete oval, and the sun is almost directly above us, so it's going to be a couple hours before any kind of shade comes our way. But in the meantime, it's going to be hot, and it's going to be a interesting day. I think we've just been joined by another race car driver.
I've extended my headset all the way back to the
shade.
reaches of the shade of the tower.
Mr. Riffle, are you plugged in, ready to go? Let me see if I can pick you up on the microphone.
Yep.
So you're here. We got Sam Hatfield, and we're going to get some racing underway in just a few moments. Hopefully, the parents are pushing their cars over to the hot chute, and they've called the first race to the hot chute, which will be the Heavy 160A main, if my lineup is correct.
Levi Riffle starting third after being the fast time in senior animal later today with us in the booth now.
Tower spotter, Wyan to tower spotter.
So Levi, you had pretty good qualifying runs, correct?
Yeah, our senior animal was a lot better than our 160. The senior animal has always been a rocket at this track. I've never had problems with the animal going around NCQMA. 160 is always a tough class. You got some of the best in the nation in that class, such as Rebco, Loden, Yunchuk, Painter. A lot of the drivers in that class have a lot of talent and a lot of skill, so that's one of the toughest classes here. But also, you know, our car just didn't want to go around the corners as fast as others, and I think that's where our momentum lost there.
So what kind of changes did you have to make to that for our feature events that are coming up today?
The problem is it gets too tight when such as we say it locks down or bogs down. and it gets tight. So we loosened it up, put a ratchet on it, and we're going to see how that goes. We're throwing the kitchen sink at it.
Well, hopefully that works to get your 160 a little faster, starting on the outside pole in the 160A main event.
We need to ask Levi about his grandma's race car up at Bowman Gray. We know tonight is the last points race of the year in your grandma's car. She's got two cars, Robert and Lee Jeffries. And, of course, Lee is leading the points, I believe, by 13 over Burt Myers. Levi, I suppose you're going to try to hurry back up to Bowman Gray when you're through here today?
Yeah, I hope so. Jason Myers is 13 points back from Lee. Those Myers brothers are tough, but they're also competitive. And, it'll be tough for Lee, but I think he can take it.
Well, let me ask you a question, Levi. Is Grandma going to put you in a modified at Bowman Gray someday?
That's up to Grandma.
She foots the bill and she picks the drivers, right?
She gets a bit nervous over here, so I think she'd have a lot more nerves here in a modified than she would definitely here at the quarter midget track.
Well, we want to pass along good luck to Mr. Lee Jeffries. We did a feature article on he and his dad, Robert, yesterday on the triadsportscoverage.com. It was a tremendous article written by Alan Richardson. But we want to pass along our wishes for good luck, and it would be cool to see Lee win a championship.
Yeah, actually we figured it up, and Pop's been racing there, Robert, for 50 years, and still going. Beat cancer during that span, and he's doing a great job. But it's been a 20-year span. From championship from J&R Racing, and hopefully we can get a championship there tonight.
I'm going to head down to the pit area, and I'll leave it in good hands up here with Mr. Sam Hatfield. And Sam, you're sitting back here trying to get the shade. No way you can see turns 3 and 4.
I cannot, so I'll have to move up when racing starts, unfortunately.
You guys have a good... And Levi, when you have to leave to get ready, go right ahead and get to your car in plenty of time.
The heavy 160 feature has rolled out, but Jacob Borst comes back into the pits. Have no clue why. Under warm-ups, they haven't started warm-ups yet. Something is wrong with Jacob Borst's car.
Give the lineup. I have to go get something in the tower.
The lineup will be Abigail Kinney starting on the pole, Macy Curry starting second, and shotgun on the field, Jacob Borst for the fastest time today in heavy 160. Looks like he has dropped a chain as they begin warm-ups here for the first A-main feature of the day.
Levi, did the track have any grip this morning when you were doing your qualifying?
No, in Senior Animal it didn't, but as the day moves on, there's a lot of rubber gain.
This ought to be an interesting heavy 160 race. I know Jacob Borst he's been away for a while as far as racing here at NCQMA. It's usually been Macy and Abigail Kinney fighting for the win, so throw it in another competitor is going to make it even more interesting here this afternoon.
Yeah, no doubt. Jacob Borst did not get out during the warm-up, so he'll start at the tail of the field, but he already had to. So they'll get their 5 laps, and they'll hopefully get back out there as they drop him now, as they're pushing him back onto the track.
So he's going to be able to make the start, looks like. They've got him. Of course, it's pretty easy to line up a 2-car field, I guess.
Well, 3-car field, actually.
Now it's 3, but it was 2 before he come back out.
Yep. 1 to go this time by Abigail Kinney will lead.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
That's Macy Curry's mom. She's nervous watching Macy.
Green flag is in the air. Jacob Borst takes an early. He gets it into second. Abigail Kinney, your leader for lap number 1.
Borst able to lead Curry on the start there. She started in the dreaded second place outside position. So whether it was Borst being fast or her pulling the smart move, getting right in line. But anyway, Borst looks low under Abigail Kinney down the front. So right away, give the lead to Jacob Borst. 32 laps left to go.
Macy Curry
follows Borst. Move Kinney from first to third.
Borst has gained about a 2-car length lead on Curry. He has got a fast machine here today.
Borst family said they've had problems setting that car up, getting it to go, but it looks like it's dialed in this afternoon here at NCQMA Speedway. Stretched that lead out to about 3 car lengths over Curry in second. Then from Curry back to Kenny in third. It's about another corner distance between Curry and Kenny for that second place position.
4 laps to go till the 20 laps to go mark. Abigail Kenny fallen back since the beginning. Dropped back about a corner length from Macy Curry's rear end. Macy Curry seems to be dropping back a little bit more every single lap from Borst. Borst has at least a 4 to 5 car length lead on Macy Curry now with 20 laps to go.
Borst, after getting the fast time in qualifying earlier today, inverted back to the third place starting position. Always as a driver, never a fan of inverting when you're that fast car. You know you're going to have to work back up to the front, but I guess when you're a fast car like Borst is today, that's not much of a problem, as with 15 laps left to go in our Heavy 160A main event, he's pulled out to about a corner length over Curry back in the second place position, and then it's about a straightaway back from Curry to Abigail Kenny for second.
Yeah, the domination today by Jacob Borst already is just amazing. I heard they tore up the car in the Heavy 160 division at Little Kalamazoo Speedway at the USAC National event. And now they've got it back in sync, and Jacob is flying with 10 laps to go.
Borst had a commanding lead all race. Finally get this car dialed in. About a corner back from him to Curry. She's definitely not a challenger. Her car definitely isn't slow. It ran a pretty good time in qualifying, I do believe, but Borst's car is just hooked up and flying this weekend as they come around. 6 more laps to go for Jacob Borst to hold on to take the win. Borst, I don't believe, is really running for points. This won't hurt Curry in points, but definitely not helping morale for the Curry family as Borst has laid down the hammer this weekend. 3 more laps to go. Borst now beginning to catch Abigail Kenny, has to put her lap down, but won't catch her quick enough. Slow, green flag in the air. 2 laps to go. Borst down the back straightaway, out of turn number 4. White flag one more time around. Gives the win to Jacob Borst. He rounds turn 4. Checkered flag in the air. Borst picks up the win. Curry takes home second, and Kenny rounds out the field in third. So that concludes our first A-main event of the day, the Heavy 160 A-main event, dominating win by Jacob Borst. Hopefully we can get an interview from him later this afternoon. But that concludes our first race of the afternoon. Jacob Borst out on his victory lap now.
Sam, I will get an interview with Jacob once he goes through the scale house and makes weight on his car. And I was pretty impressed with him coming back out here after being away from the track for a while. And I think Levi mentioned the word dominant. And he just went out and I guess he kind of blew their doors off the way it looked.
I have to go get another lineup. Mine just blew off the scoring tower. So
okay, you go get a lineup, and I will take care of the broadcast until you get back to the microphone. Again, we're going to come over here and get a word with Jacob Borst, who really had the dominant car. He beat a very good car in Macy Curry. As you know, Macy's been a very, very competitive all summer long on the Saturday series and the Tuesday night. On Tuesday night series, she raced in 8 races in 2 classes and won all 8 races. So we know what kind of driver and equipment that Macy Curry brings out here every race. So probably a little bit disappointing for Macy, but Mr. Borst comes back out and he made up for lost time. I think it was Levi that was talking about how his car was torn up at the USAC National up at Little Kalamazoo, Michigan. But they put it back together, got him ready to get back on the track, and he really showed him how to get around the track here on this first A main of the Saturday afternoon here at the NCQMA track. Mr. Boris is getting unbuckled from his car. Macy Curry comes over and congratulates Mr. Boris. Very, very good sportsmanship with Macy. She goes over and congratulates Abigail Kinney for her race today. When Jacob gets out, we're gonna get a word with him. He's getting unbuckled and climbing out, and I guarantee he's a hot young man after racing those laps out there. We're going to get over here in the shade, Mr. Borst, and I got a couple questions for you. You haven't been here at NCQMA for a while racing. You know, we've been missing you, but you came out here today, and you had a rocket ship, it looked like.
Yeah, we've been racing nationals, and we finally come here. Before we came here, we practiced one day, and we practiced last night. We got fast time in this one, then our other one will hope to win our other car in our other class.
Now, obviously the car had a lot of speed. Was it handling to your liking? It looked like you just were on a rail out there.
Well, when we pushed off in the caution laps before the heats, the chain came off. Then we didn't have no heat in our tires. Then we come back out, and our car was loose, so we had to wait a little back laps to come in and then pass the leader.
Well, when you got around them, it was took you like 3 laps to get around from third to first. But you beat a real good car in Macy Curry. She's been dominant here all year long. So congratulations on a great win. Just a great job out there driving the car.
Thank you.
That was Jacob Borst, the winner of the Heavy 160 in dominating fashion, as they say, Mr. Hatfield.
Out on the track now is our junior animal. A main event starting on the pole is Luke Riffle. Starting second is the gingerbread kid, Tyler Conover. Starting third, Delana Hodge. And starting fourth, Gavin Boschel. 4 cars ready to go. Junior animal racing here momentarily. 1 to go this time by Riffle Conover. Going to lead him down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Green flag will fly. Yellow flag right back out. The 3 of Hodge seemed to get into the back end of Riffle there a little bit. Send him for the spin cycle out of turn number 4. So yellow flag out in our junior animal A-main event. 35 laps left to go.
Yeah, I'm over here in turn 4 where Levi was sitting, pointing in the wrong direction. As the field went by, he threw his hands up in disgust. As you said, a little contact on the start sent him in the spin cycle. So they'll regroup and get this start over again and see how they get through the first lap and take the green flag. Looks like Levi gets his position back because they had not taken the green flag. So they're lined up in single file, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sam?
We do no longer have the official mic, but that is the correct lineup. Riffle, Conover, Hodge, Boschel, 1 to go this time by. Lead him down the back straightaway into turn number 3 on the loud pedals. Green flag back out in the air. Everyone follows the restart rule as Tyler Conover looks low under Riffle down the back straightaway. Gets the job done. Tries to bring Hodge with him. However, Hodge gets into the left rear of Riffle's car. Sends Riffle up in the air a little bit as they both end up stationary down the front straightaway. Gavin Boschel tried to go to the outside to get out of the way. Ends up being collected in that incident. So yellow flag back out on the first lap of competition in the junior animal A main event.
It's a case of 2 cars trying to be in the same spot, and that generally doesn't work, and Levi's having his car pushed back through the pits.
Luke. So Luke into the pit road. It looks like the 4-car Gavin Boschel. You can see crew chief Paul Platt over on the pit box. And they're bringing out the dolly for the 4-car Boschel. So they're going to put that up on the dolly, bring it into the pit road. Can you go ahead and try to tell us what it looks like they're doing back there, Mike?
Looks like the first thing he's got is his chain is off, and his dad's putting the chain back on, and looks like that's really the only thing wrong with it.
All right, so let's see what's wrong with
now they got
Boschel's car now.
They're going back to the toolbox to get something for the car. Not sure what it is. Brett Anderson's here helping out, and then the team manager, Tracy Riffle, is here.
If you look back at the 4-car Beauchelle, they've taken the nose off of that Talon chassis racing machine. Paul Platt, Kevin Riebling.
They've got some front end suspension damage. They're taking the front end apart here, and looks like they're going to have to make some major replacement. They're all working feverishly to get this car back in shape. You got 3. So they gave them the 5-lap to go signal, which means they've got 4 laps now to get back on the track. Looks like Luke Riffle is being pushed off down pit lane. He'll be back on track. They're still working on Gavin Beauchelle's car, but he's sitting in the car patiently waiting. 3 laps to go before they're going to throw the green again and get them back out. Beauchelle is still up on the dolly, but they're trying to get the front end damage repaired.
2 more laps for that Beauchelle machine to get repaired.
Yeah, they've buttoned up the nose cone. They're talking to the driver now. They're lifting it up off the dolly and getting ready to push them down to get started and rejoin the field at the tail end of the field. So Gavin Beauchelle takes off down the pit road, entering the track at on the back stretch at turn 2. He'll make his way around the track and fall in behind Luke Riffle. So your restart will be Tyler Conover, Delana Hodge, Luke Riffle.